platform where you can code those AI agents in Python. Number three is Delta V, an AI engine, a combination of both of those, which is basically a chat GPT like interface plus an AI router that can identify your query and can respond to those queries. And number four is Fetch.ai network, which is, I guess, not listed here, but you can consider this tree as the network. Um, and that particular network is the network for AI agents where they can exist and communicate per se. Right. So yeah, that's exactly all the components here are. AI agents, independent decision makers, they can represent APIs, services, and people. Agentverse, which is a development platform for all these agents. AI engine, which links human input to AI actions. Delta V is an exaggerated form of Chat GPT. It's an interface for people, for users who want to use that. So basically, consumers. And then we have Fetch Network, where AI agents exist. So coming to your objective today, you need to code a solid integration using the UAgents library, and you need to prepare a business use case for that integration. Now, I'm pretty sure that all of you must have received an email. If you guys have not, I would encourage you to check the spam inbox. And if you have still not received those emails, please contact or drop your name to Zubin and he'll relay it to me. And I can basically check it in the database here if I need to send you another hack pack. Um, so by the way, the hack packs that I've sent you over in the morning, they contain a lot of models from Hugging Face, and there are a few APIs. So we created these hack packs in bulk way back because we wanted to give everyone a fair chance to build something. But there is a chance that some of you may either not be comfortable with those APIs or those models, and you may you may have a few more ideas about how to integrate UAgents, which you may find out while you read on about it. But feel free to let me or Zubin know if you guys want to swap those problem statements. Uh, I would be happy to do so. Please drop your email or your name to Zubin if you guys want to swap it. Ideally, it would be better if you could just work on your problem statements. But if there are some issues that are popping up, please feel free to let us know and we will swap your problem statement with something else. Okay. Uh, but yeah, your objective today is to code that integration and to prepare a business use case for the integration. Um, so there are very simple three straightforward steps to do that, which I'll just describe quickly. So we have step one, which is UAgents. The first step is obviously installing the UAgents library. I'll also be sharing you this particular presentation. Let me just drop that in the chat right now so that you guys have access to it. Yeah, you can go to this presentation. You can have a look at this presentation. You'll find all the links here as well as everything that you need along with your hack packs. So the first thing that you need to do is install your UAgents library. There is an Agent 101 tutorial. A link is given in the slides itself. It will guide you from absolute zero to creating your first UAgent. It's pretty straightforward. You will need to have Python 3.8 or plus. I mean 3.10 is perfectly fine as well. If you have an IDE, that's cool. If you have it already installed, but I'll recommend VS Code because that's super simple. And you'll also need to install Poetry in general. The first thing is obviously to install the UAgents library because that's a prerequisite. And if you guys get stuck, you can just go to fetch.ai/talks and you can just click on installing the UAgents framework as well if you are facing any issues with your installation per se. If you guys are on Windows, I'll highly recommend that you check out this particular link rather than going to the 101 article, because then it will give you a simplified installation for your machine. Um, so coming back, step one is obviously to install the UAgents library. Step two is creating your first UAgent. It's in the 101 tutorial as well. And then finally, step three would be to create two agents and start an interaction between them. Now, this particular process it has historically taken maybe 30 to 35 minutes in total. So this is just a demo for you guys to understand on how you can create U agents and you can start an interaction. By the way, I'll also be giving a very quick demo right after this presentation as well, so that you guys understand everything properly and how you can push your U agent project to agentverse as well, right? So yeah. I'll recommend that you stop following the guide when you reach the section booking a table at the restaurant, right? So you have this AI 101 agent guide. I would say that you can just read until I guess half of it. Yeah, right before this. You can stop right here because this will give you everything that you need to know. You can run this code directly if you want to, just copy and paste it, keep running it, keep trying it out, and you'll be able to understand how U agents work in general. And I would recommend that you stop following the guide when you reach the section booking a table at the restaurant because you have limited time today. Then step two is Agentverse. Agentverse is nothing but an IDE. Um, and also a managed service to run your agents. I'm kind of simplifying it, but you can just create an account on agentverse.ai. Uh, you can just port your code, your existing code to Agentverse. You can just copy and paste it there. There's a link to guide as well in the presentation that I've just sent you guys over. And you can use the mailbox service to create a local agent. I've added the link to guide here. These guides are pretty important, guys. So I highly recommend that you go through them because they'll give you a very clear idea of what Agentverse and U agents can do. You need to use the mailbox service only if you're using a Python module that is listed apart from these guys. You need to use, if there is any module that is beyond these modules, you need to use the mailbox services because Agentverse itself only supports these modules so far. Now, this is done due to security and control, but we would be expanding this obviously. But if you want to import a certain module that is not available here, you will need to run something called mailbox service and you will need to run your code locally. There's a very clear guide given for that as well. You can just click there. And then finally is Delta V. You can try to follow this particular guide. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of Hugging Face, but if you are, then amazing. You'll find a lot of models in here that you can directly incorporate. I guess some of you also have that as your problem statement. And you can directly try to register a Hugging Face API agent as a service. Everything is given right here. You just need to follow this to understand how everything works, right? And yeah, now you can just go ahead and try your API problem statement and you can try connecting it to Delta V. I'll also give you a quick demonstration of everything right after this call again. So just wait for that. For more examples, you can check out the integrations repository. uh, if you go to github.com/fetch.ai/uagents, you will find integrations repository, which is right here. It contains projects from our past hackathons. It contains projects from something that our teams have developed internally as well. You will find use cases here. You will find old hackathons here. You'll find a lot of stuff here. You'll find projects here that will guide you exactly on how you can how you can build something. A good idea would be that you can just have a look at all these projects. You can pick one of these projects that is pretty similar to whatever you're building. So say that you have received BERT, BERT as your integration. So I would recommend that you can have a look at FinBERT integration folder here. You'll find the code here. You'll find README here. You'll understand everything there is. I found out that it is much better to explore the code yourself rather than following a guide or a documentation. So yeah, feel free to check it out or just follow the documentation. It's completely on you guys. Um, for submissions, we have a simple two-step submission process. You will need to submit the pull request in the integrations folder. So for that, you'll need to fork the UAgents repo. You'll need to create a folder here that basically has the name of your integration, and you will need to raise a pull request. So one example is this. This is from the IT Roorkee hackathon, or sorry, IT Delhi hackathon, I guess. So this particular guy has raised a PR. It has not been merged yet. I think he created some news agent per se. He created an in shorts agent. Yeah. And he just raised a simple pull request here. So yeah, you need to raise a pull request, and our developers at Fetch.ai would be reviewing it when it is UK time. So yeah, right now I think all of them are asleep, but yeah, once you start raising pull requests, they'll review it. Try to follow a directory structure. It's completely fine if you don't, but it would be good to have a structure in there as well. By the way, all these instructions are in your hack pack as well, so feel free to check that out as well. And one thing is very important is that you write a proper README file which should have your project name, description of the project, instructions to run the project, use case example, and special considerations if you guys have any. It is super important to do that. And obviously, one of the best practices that you need to follow is that if you have API keys or sensitive data, try not to push it to the public repo. You can include a .env file, a hidden file with placeholders for these values, and yeah, you can just give some instructions in the README on how to get the actual values. What would we would be judging you on? 3 points. One, functionality. Is your integration functional end to end? I'll highly recommend that you code something that is completely accessible on agentverse and does not involve local development. Now, it may be possible that the problem statement that you have, it may have an API or some library that requires you to work locally. So feel free to ask me. I'll just swap that problem statement out, and you'll be given a completely new problem statement. But yeah, you should try that. It is completely on Agentverse and it is accessible on Delta V. If you have something which is a straight upload it on chat gpt and I can ask it, just code me something but use this api, I'm pretty sure that chat gpt will be able to do that. So technically everything is pretty straightforward, but we just need to see, are you just integrating something or are you presenting a business use case as well? Right, so you can just present that business use case as an example and read me. I'll give you an example on how to present the business use case as well. Number three is code quality. Is your code clean, organized, and well commented? That's kind of pretty important here. I'll give you an example actually of how you can kind of uh, do it properly if you guys really have a look at it. So this is something before we started our integrations process, by the way. This is technically an integration, but the nomenclature was not exactly integrations back then. If you see this particular code, it has been properly written. They have arranged the directory structure pretty nicely. They have written a nice README for that. Their application works. So, by the way, just FYI, these guys created four specific agents. They created a virtual travel assistant using Fetch.ai. So you can go up to at the time Delta V was not available, but you can simply put a query. I'm new to Delhi, suggest me a travel plan. Then user agent will capture a query. It will call a travel agent and get you a list of travel plans. Then you can select one particular travel plan. Then it will generate a reminder on your calendar, Google Calendar. Then it will broadcast the travel source and destination to cab services agent. It will select a cab for you, and then it completely operates as a virtual travel assistant for you guys. And just FYI, these guys are present in the room with you right now. So you have good mentorship on there. Zubin and Aryan were these guys who presented this particular project at IIT Bombay Tech Fest, and they won that particular event. So you are in good hands at the event as well. Now, these are the 3 points that we judge these guys on, just FYI, and these are the 3 points that we always judge everyone on. So that's pretty important. Um, FAQs, do we have to use UAgents? I had to drop this question there because this is the number one question that comes. Yes, it's a must. I mean, that's the only reason why we are sponsoring the event, right? So you will need to use UAgents. Agentverse doesn't import some library. Yes, because there are security restrictions. You can create a local agent and connect it to a mailbox, which I will not recommend, by the way. But if you have a project that desperately requires it, I think that you can do that. Can I use any additional API/integration and connects to agents? That would be amazing. and that would earn you extra brownie points. Straightforward, you will be one of the winners. I mean, if you can chain multiple agents, then there is nothing better than that, right? So feel free to do that. Other questions, but do we really have to use UAgents? Yes, it's a must. And one last question, can we skip using UAgents? Nope. You guys will have to use UAgents because that's kind of the requirement that we have. Now, I'll give you a quick idea about how people usually submit these projects in general. So, for instance, this particular guy got pretty much one of the exact same hack packs that you guys have received. He had something called Animagine Excel that he had to use on Hugging Face. His problem statement was to use Animagine Excel. It is in the exact same format that you guys are given your problem statements as well. And what he produced was something pretty cool. He created a YouTube content generation agent out of that by chaining multiple agents. So he did start with Animagine Excel to create an image, but then he went one step further and he used Google Gemini to generate a story for this particular image. It takes input as this image, it reads this image, and it generates the story. And he went one step further and he created an audio that is based on this. So there was an entire narration by using, I guess, 11 Labs API to basically create this, right? So uh, you have a lot of examples like these in the integrations repository. You can just go through them, you can have a look at their code, um, and you can understand everything that there is. I will be giving you a quick walkthrough of Agentverse right now, but before that, um, if you guys have any questions, you can just raise your hands and we can kind of have a simple Q&A right now. No questions? Okay, then if you guys don't want to ask questions on a public forum, just drop Zubin or me a message and I'll be able to respond to that in private as well. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions there. I'll just quickly show you what agent was. Is by the way, this is the UAgents library. I'm pretty sure that you guys must have the link to that. Uh, you will find everything in there if you guys want to use that. On agent was a good idea to start on how agent was and Delta V work is to create one agent from the default templates that are available in here, right? So you just need to code your agent, say that you have coded this particular agent which just says hello, my name is an agent name. You can run this on agent was directly because it provides you everything. It provides you infrastructure, it provides you an IDE to run your agent and everything. But for now, I think that we can just go for a very simple example here. Let's say toss a coin. So it uses a random module to toss a coin using an agent which is available in Delta V. So if I click on this, let me call it coin toss agent NIT Goa. And what this will do is that it will create an agent for me already right here, and it will have a predefined code as well. Here we demonstrate how we can create a simple coin toss agent that is compatible with Delta V. We are using a third-party module which is random, which is available on Agentverse, by the way. There are modules that are not, but this one is available here. Um, I can just add a field description, which I'll quickly give you an example of later. I can add a simple coin toss protocol here. And there's a very straightforward logic. If the random number is zero, um, so just give me 1 second. Yeah. So if the random number is zero, then it will show up heads, or it will show tails, and it will show you won or you lost. The code is pretty straightforward. We are just using a simple coin toss and we are using a random module, right? So what I'll do right now is that I'll click on run and it will kickstart my agent. Now we have an interface which is called Delta V. So if I go to deltav.agentverse.ai, this is a chat GPT like interface, but it is purely for AI agents, obviously, right? Now let us try to host this particular agent and we'll try to run this on Delta V, right? So in order to do that, what I'll need to do is I'll run this agent, I'll go to services, I will create a new service here. I'll title this coin toss NIT Goa. Now, this is the part that AI engine uses for your description. You need to write absolutely proper descriptions here if you really want to work something. If you're doing something complex, which is task and subtask, which by the way, I'm not super good at, I think that you'll need to speak to a developers who are good at it, and I will connect you with them directly. But if you are doing anything complex, all your logic involves prompt engineering right here. So you will need to do some very clever prompt engineering. For now, we have a very simple service. So I'll just tell it. Now, by the way, this is me speaking to the AI engine right now via this particular field. So I'll say that coin toss service takes the heads, or tails input from the user, and based on it decides if the user won or lost. I'll just add this for now, but you need to be very descriptive here. This is the description that your AI engine will pick up to decide everything right here, right? And we need to create a new service group for it. These are old service groups. So service is obviously the core service group. When you need to chain multiple agents, this is required for that. Default, you can set it to private for now. For now, I'll just call this service group as NIT Goa coin toss. I'll save the service group. It has been created and it has been selected here. I need to select an agent. So we'll just select an agent that was just built, and I'll just call it a task rather than a subtask. They've automatically selected the coin toss protocol. The description that we mentioned in the code is right here. And I just need to click on save. Now this service has been created, and now I just need to go to Delta V. Let me just refresh the page once. Since I've created a private service group, I'll need to select advanced option, and I will find that I will have a service group that we recently created right here, which is NIT Goa coin toss. Now I just need to ask toss a coin. I'll click on start. There's a developer mode here, by the way, if you wish to debug. Just give me a sec. Seems to be some network issue from my end, so it's working a bit slow. Um, if there are multiple tasks, by the way, it will work a bit slow. It should not work slow when it comes to this. You can just have a look at the developer mode here as well if you are someone who likes to, do this. I'll just select heads, and I will confirm that yes, my choice is heads. And Delta V will work in the background. One of the reasons why it's taking so much time today is because of a recent update that we have just shared. But yeah, it has executed the task, and I won. I saw that it has heads, right? So that's a very simple example. I would say a hello world like example of what you can do on Delta V in general. If you build any application on Agentverse, you can just directly connect it and you can use a chat interface, which is something that we'll expect from you. A good example is right here on how this particular guy has built this on Delta V. I think the image has been removed, but yeah, pretty much all the integrations work in a similar way in here, right? So yeah, feel free to use Delta V, feel free to use Agentverse, and feel free to scour the docs. I mean, I cannot stress on that. You have everything in here. You just need to search whatever you want to search for. You can just go to you can just click on getting started. You can go to integrations folder to find out more examples of the specific integration that you have. And if you're still getting stuck, feel free to reach out to me or Zubin, and you can directly ask us questions. So I'll also drop my phone number. Um, there is a chance I may be slightly less responsive, but I will be able to speak on what I'll be able to respond on WhatsApp. Please try not to directly call up because it may be a bit difficult for me to pick up your calls. But feel free to drop me a WhatsApp whenever you guys get stuck, and I'll be able to guide you and help you guys out. Once we have the UK developers who wake up, maybe around 9 a.m., 8 a.m. or something, these are developers. They tend to sleep a lot. So yeah, once these guys wake up, we'll also host specific sessions for you guys. We'll keep checking in every 3 hours or 4 hours or so, and we'll host a big session in here. So you can just jump on that call, ask your queries, and share your screen as well, and we'll be able to kind of solve everything that you guys have. So I guess that's a brief overview of everything. If you guys have anything specific, please feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer that.
Excuse me. Yeah, I wanted to know if for the user interface you had to use Delta V only.
Yes, you do not need to create your own user interface. Something that I've noticed, something that all of us have noticed in the past hackathons as well, is a majority of the participants are more concerned about how their user interface looks or how beautiful it is and the colors that they use on their UI in any hackathon, unless it's a front end hackathon or UI UX hackathon. That does not matter. The front end of your applications in a hackathon never matters. So you have a very straightforward front end here that you can directly use. And yes, you will have to use Delta V. You will have to connect your application to Delta V.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions? Okay. I guess you guys will have more questions once you start discovering more stuff, once you start reading through your documents. Again, if you guys face any hurdle or if you feel like you have more ideas for using a unique API that you want to integrate agents, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. We can kind of work that out. So yeah, I guess that would be it from me. We are right on time, and all the best to you guys, and may the best team be in. Zubin, is there anything else?
No, sir, we are good to go.
All right then. Thank you guys. Yeah, yes, Sanjay. Sanjay, if you have any query, you can unmute and ask it. Okay. Uh, sure. You can ask you.
ये जो सेशन है इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगी तो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा है मिलेगी ना Sanjay, can you check if you can unmute now?
By the way, there is a very good walkthrough that is yeah, sorry. There's a very good walkthrough that is available in the hack packs that you have. It's by one of my colleagues, Josh, who was one of the early developers of the entire Fetch.ai ecosystem. If you navigate to your hack pack, let me just share my screen once again. I'll highly recommend that you see this walkthrough because it's pretty amazing and it will answer a lot of queries that you guys will have. Um, so this is the developer walkthrough. If you scroll down on your hack pack, you'll find this on second page. You can click on the link directly, or you can basically go here. It is a 22-minute walkthrough that will give you a complete overview of the ecosystem. You'll be able to understand everything from here. So yeah, I'll highly recommend that you use this particular one. Okay, so Sanjay has mentioned that he has successfully used Delta V. He wanted to understand how Delta V can give the right params to an agent. I like Delta V give a JSON key filled to an agent. Okay, so Sanjay, for that you will need to do some specific prompt engineering. Let me point to a very specific example. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so this is a slightly longer document, Sanjay, but I would recommend that you have a look at this because it will explain everything to you. It will explain it to you how you can do the prompt engineering. If you scroll down, you'll find task and subtask. You'll find how you can do specific prompt engineering if you guys want to do it. Basically, one of the reasons why we relied on this was because we wanted to automate the entire process rather than you guys coding it. We wanted that, since we have AI, I think AI should be able to identify everything. And so, for instance, if you read the entire document, you'll be able to understand the context, but I'm just blindly telling you this. So, there are three field descriptions for news reading system. This particular project involves creating a subtask, which you will learn once you start reading about it. And yeah, if you see, they have specifically asked what specific prompts to ask, what specific areas you want to define in Delta V, and you can just navigate through this particular article and you'll be able to understand everything that you need on how to give your right params to the agent. So yeah. So what agent I made integrated with Delta V is all it does is using Delta V plus agent. It can send any, yeah, yes, you can. You can. Okay then. Any other questions? All right then, guys. Yeah. So yeah, all the best, and yeah, just do your best, and let us know if you have any queries. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Zubin.
Yeah, looks like Sanjay has put up a follow-up.
Yeah, I did read it. I think he just affirmed that. So yeah.
Yes, sure. Thanks a lot sir, for joining
All right.
us.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye.
So with that session, we are opening this hackathon time from 12 p.m. today to tomorrow 12 p.m. So we have a slight change in the timings. 12 p.m. 13th April will be the ending time of our hackathon. So all the best to all the teams. Thank you.